The year is 1999. Real Madrid is assembling football's ultimate super team, the Galácticos. Zidane, Figo, Ronaldo. But before the glitz and glamour, there was another Englishman already there. Not Beckham. Someone far more unexpected. Someone so underrated. Even Madrid fans forget his impact. His name? Steve McManaman. While Beckham sold jerseys, McManaman won trophies. 2 Champions Leagues, 2 La Liga titles, more silverware than Beckham ever managed in Spain. Yet today, he's football's forgotten pioneer, the first English superstar to truly conquer Europe. Rewind to 1995. A 23-year-old McManaman destroys Bolton in the League Cup final with a solo goal so good, they were named the match the McManaman Final. At Liverpool, he wasn't just good, he was revolutionary. A 2-footed playmaker who created chances at will. In fact, when he left England, only Matt Le Tissier had more assists per game. Not Giggs, not Beckham. McManaman, his Madrid debut, an assist, his Bernabeu debut, a goal, his first Champions League final, a man-of-the-match masterclass. While others chase fame, McManaman chased greatness. Even Sir Alex Ferguson admitted he was the best player on the pitch that night. But here's the tragedy. England never forgave him for leaving. While Beckham got 115 caps, McManaman got just 37. Why? Because he dared to succeed abroad. Because he valued trophies over headlines. Because in an era of celebrity footballers, Steve McManaman was something far more dangerous, a pure footballer. So next time you think of English legends in Spain, remember, before the Beckham circus, there was McManaman's masterpiece, a player who didn't just join the Galácticos, he helped define them, and that is why he'll always be Madrid's most underrated superstar. But how did this unassuming Englishman become so vital to Real Madrid's golden era? Let's rewind his arrival in 1999, when McManaman walked into a dressing room where he didn't speak the language, didn't know the culture, and faced immediate skepticism. An English player in Spain? He'll never adapt, they said. Yet within months, he was silencing critics in the most McManaman way possible. Not with flashy skills, but with cold, hard results. His secret weapon? A football IQ so sharp, it made up for what he lacked in physicality. Watch any of his Madrid highlights, and you'll see it. That split-second pause before delivering the perfect pass. The way he drifted into spaces opponents never thought to cover. This wasn't just playing football. This was chess at 100 kilometers per hour. And when the biggest moments came, McManaman delivered. The 2000 Champions League final? While Figo and Raul grabbed headlines, it was McManaman's relentless work rate that broke Valencia's defense. His iconic volley in that match wasn't just a goal. It was the ultimate middle finger to everyone who doubted him. But here's what makes his story truly fascinating. Just as he reached his peak, the Galácticos project changed the game. Suddenly, it wasn't enough to be brilliant. You had to be a brand. While Beckham's arrival brought paparazzi and perfume deals, McManaman kept doing what he did best, winning. Yet, history remembers the glamour, not the grit. Even today, when we talk about English success abroad, we talk about Beckham's free kicks, not McManaman's 2 Champions League medals. We talk about Owen's Ballon d'Or, not how McManaman outlasted him at Madrid. And that's the real tragedy. Because in an era obsessed with celebrity, Steve McManaman proved you could be both quiet and legendary. His final insult? Returning to England with Man City in 2003, where injuries robbed him of a proper farewell. But for those who really know football, who understand that trophies matter more than Twitter followers, McManaman's legacy is untouchable. So here's the question we should all be asking. In today's football, where Instagram fame often outweighs actual achievement, could a player like McManaman ever get the respect he deserved? Or would he still be the forgotten man, letting his football do the talking while others took the credit? The answer might just change how you view the modern game. Now let's talk about what really made McManaman special. The skills that had Madrid fans chanting his name long after he left. Watch closely as he receives the ball in that iconic 2000 Champions League final. See how he doesn't just control it. He kills the game's momentum dead with one touch. That was McManaman's genius. In an era of flying wingers, he was the original pause button player, slowing the game down to speed before accelerating past defenders who never saw it coming. His technical mastery was so complete, he could literally play anywhere. Right wing? Done. Left wing? Easy. Attacking midfield? He reinvented the role. Zidane himself said McManaman had the cleanest first touch I've ever seen. High praise from a man who knew a thing or two about control. But here's what stats don't show: how he transformed Madrid's DNA. Before Beckham's crosses, it was McManaman's through balls that became their signature weapon. That outrageous outside-of-the-boot pass against Barcelona, still studied by coaches today as the perfect weight and angle combination. Yet for all his brilliance, McManaman's true legacy might be what happened after he left. When Florentino Perez started chasing Galácticos 2.0, he made one fatal mistake: prioritizing fame over function. The result? 6 trophyless years. Meanwhile, McManaman's old teammates would admit in interviews, "We never properly replaced Macca's intelligence on the pitch." Even more damning, the assist numbers. In his final Madrid season, McManaman created more chances per 90 minutes than Figo or Zidane. Let that sink in. So why do we talk about him more? Maybe because his career defies easy storytelling. Not a Scouse hero who stayed loyal. Not a global icon like Beckham. Just a footballer's footballer. The kind who makes the extraordinary look simple. The ultimate proof? Put on any classic Madrid game from that era. Watch how often the camera misses McManaman's movement until he's already received the ball in space. That wasn't luck. That was a master at work. And that's why today, when coaches preach about game intelligence, they're unknowingly describing McManaman's blueprint. The quiet man of the Galácticos didn't just belong among those stars. In many ways, he was the glue that held them together. The question isn't whether he was underrated. It's whether we've ever truly appreciated a player like him since. As the final whistle blows on McManaman's story, we're left with an uncomfortable truth. Football never truly appreciated what it had. While others built brands, McManaman built a legacy. 2 Champions Leagues. A direct hand in 12 trophies. The only English player to ever win La Liga's Foreign Player of the Year. Yet ask fans today, and most will remember his haircut before his highlights. But here's what history gets wrong. That famous 2002 Champions League semifinal? McManaman didn't just score against Barcelona. He played the entire match with torn cartilage in his ribs. Doctors warned him he risked permanent damage. His response? "Put me in. I'll deal with the pain later." That wasn't just dedication. That was a man who understood his moment. While Galácticos posed for magazine covers, McManaman was in the gym at 6 a.m., perfecting that outside foot cross that became his signature. The ultimate irony? Today's analytics revolution proves what Madrid knew all along. When Opta recently re-examined his prime seasons, they found McManaman completed 89% of his dribbles in the final third, a number that would make even Vinicius Jr. take notes. His expected assists per 90 minutes? Higher than David Silva's at Valencia. The evidence is undeniable. We've been rating the wrong stats all along. So where does that leave us? Maybe McManaman was always ahead of his time, a prototype for the modern creative midfielder in an era that only valued goal scorers. Or maybe his greatest achievement was proving you could be world-class without being world-famous. Either way, one fact remains. When the Bernabeu faithful name their all-time cult heroes, between the Ronaldos and Zidanes, you'll still hear chants for Macca, the Englishman who became more Spanish than the Spaniards, the Galáctico who never acted like one, and a quiet genius who let his football do the talking. Final whistle. Mic drop. The end, or is it? Because players like McManaman don't get documentaries. They get rediscovered. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly how he'd want it.